Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Welcome to another flying toys video. If you're looking for shooting videos, don't worry, I'm just doing this one before I've got two more set up to do this morning to put on air. These are in addition to shooting videos, not instead of shooting videos. So this one is about radio control planes. If you have been following my journey, that's a good word, that's what they use a lot in X Factor. It's been an amazing journey, my journey with radio controlled aeroplanes over the last few months. You will recognize these. I started back in October, I think October, with this, a little Spitfire. Now this is made by a company called Eachine, or possibly Volantex. They're branded under both names, but from the company I buy them from, which is Banggood, which is an online company, they're marketed as Eachine. But I have noticed in the UK there's a shop called Leeds Model Shop. Okay, I've never been there, never spoken to them, never even emailed them. Just when I've Googled these products, it keeps coming up, and I've looked. And they have these for, I think they have these with everything you need to get it in the air for about 75 quid, something like that. But anyway, so they are available in the UK from many retailers, I should expect. But Leeds Model Shop I know in particular because somebody contacted me and said, I want to buy one of these for my son. And I looked up where we could buy one in the UK, because by the time you've paid import duty, these become more expensive from Banggood. So they're available as Volantex in the UK, Eachine in other places, possibly both in both. I'm not sure. But I got one of these because I love radio controlled planes. I threw it in the air, and if you go back and find the original video of this, it's the first time I flew it, first time I flew anything like it. And you see it does a bit of porting. That's me over controlling the plane. Essentially what it is, these new generation of model planes have computers inside of them and gyros, which if you have it in beginner mode, there are three modes. You can have it in beginner, intermediate or expert. In beginner mode, the gyros control the plane to stop it from going out of control. If a gust of wind hits it, it compensates for it and it stops you from going upside down. Basically allows you to enjoy flying it without crashing it. So in many ways like the real deal, because modern fighter jets could not could not physically fly without computers. Okay, these can physically fly without the computers, but the computer makes it easier. So I started off with a Spitfire. I've had this for months. It's done many hours in the air now, and I've crashed it many times. All I've damaged so far, I broke a prop when I hit the apple tree in the garden. One particular time, I was trying to swoop underneath the apple tree, and I just caught it with a prop and broke one of the blades off the three-bladed prop. And there are two that come in it and a couple of double-bladed ones. So actually, when I fly it now, I use a double-bladed props and keep that one for display. So it's absolutely brilliant, fantastic to fly. Put it into intermediate, which is what I do now, and you can also do loops and you can do better banking and stuff like that, but it stops it crashing. If you put it into expert mode, turns off all the gyros, it falls out the sky like a brick, because it's only a 400mm wingspan. It's simply too small to work that way well, and even experienced pilots that you see on the internet will say pretty much the same thing. So I got that one, and then this one came up on special. It's the T28, the Trojan. Absolutely love the shape of these planes, so I got one of those as well. Now, if you're a similar age to me, and many of you are, or maybe a bit older, you will remember the little gliders we used to get in as kids, look kind of flat. It was the newsagent sold them for about 10p, and it was a few bits of polystyrene coloured in to look like a plane, and you slotted it all together, and it had a little propeller on the front. You threw it. I used to love them things. But speaking to many people over the years, we all used to, if you're of a certain age, we loved those things and we used to collect them. And that's kind of where I'm getting to with these now. I have got bigger and more capable radio controlled airplanes now, but these are fantastic for in the garden. They fly every bit as well as the big ones. Okay, they can't handle the wind, but they fly every bit as good, and they're great fun. And because they're so light, you can just drop them. They just don't break. Okay, you can crash these. many times have crashed. So I've got the Trojan, I've got the Spitfire. I've got another one. That's what this video is about. I got another one. This is the problem with Banggood. If you do Banggood, they send you emails. Oh, we've got this on special offer. I don't need it. Need is a strong word. But this one came up, so, you know, I had to get it. Because, as you can see from the box, it's even still got the Spitfire on the box. Because it's an FW190. If you have a Spitfire, you really have to have one of these. Because, well, you know, dogfights and that. All I need is a pal or a chum to have dogfights with. Now, I have spoken to Mrs. Bum about this, and my intention to teach her how to fly one of these so that we can have little battles. She said, oh yeah, you don't want to teach me how to do it, I'll just deliberately try and knock you out of the sky. I said, that's exactly the point. Because with these, because they are so light. Oh, here's another thing, okay, which is why they're so unbreakable. The propellers are just push fit. There's a little kind of spring-loaded collared plasticky bit there, and then one there. Oh, not look up right. There we are. So when you come down to land or into a tree, a hedge, a wall, the ground, whatever you're hitting, the propeller pops off. So it doesn't damage the gearbox and it doesn't damage the propeller. It was just bad luck with the apple tree that it actually did damage. So we've got a Messerschmitt. I've not opened it. It's a little bit different to the ones I've had previously. In that these ones have been what's called RTF. Okay, it's an RTF kit, and RTF stands for Ready to Fly. Everything that you need to fly, with the exception of 4 AA batteries for the transmitter, everything that you need is included in the box. I mean, they're nice boxes. They're nice boxes, but I'm getting a few now. I'm running out of space. But in this box, it is different. In this box, what we have is a plane and some instructions. I'm going to take the plane out. There we go. There and there. The plane comes out in one piece. It is actually ready to fly as you receive it. You don't need to do anything. Now, let me just turn this over and show you what else we are having. We've got this one. That's what I was saying, is it? That's what I was saying. Normally, it's ready to fly, including a transmitter. Now, the transmitters, I've got a few of these now. They're okay, you know, it's people say it's not a very good transmitter. It does the job, you know, it feels okay, the springs work well in it. You've got a little stump button there. If you don't want to do a physical loop yourself manually, you can press that, pull back on that, and it will do a loop. Press that to the side, it will do a barrel roll, but you'll learn pretty quickly how to do that yourself. But you've got 3 little positions there, right the way back for beginner. Basically throw it, it'll fly in a straight line. You don't have to touch anything when you want to turn. You just turn there and up and down and blah blah blah, and that's your throttle control. Put it into intermediate, you've got more control. It moves more, it'll bank more, it'll loop, etc. Expert mode, it'll fall out of the sky. But I've got a lot of these, and obviously every time you're buying one of these, you're paying for another transmitter. And this one came up as a bind and fly, a BNF. Okay, so bind and fly, like fish and chips, right? The n is for and, but B and F, no, it's BNF. So there we go. And it's actually, I've not really looked yet, but that's a nice model. I like the, I like in particular the camouflaging on it. I think that's quite nice. We've got a clear canopy, like on the Spitfire. We've got a clear canopy and a little cardboard cutout pilot in there, which is a nice touch. There's one servo there underneath that controls the ailerons, okay, which is your side to side pitch. One that does both. Now on the larger models you get a servo for each aileron, but you got to remember this was 50 quid without, because it came without the transmitter. It's just 50 quid. So yeah, it's not great. It's only got one that does both, but frankly there isn't space, or there isn't a need for it to have 2 at this size. When you get up to the bigger ones, bear with, such as my Cootie KI82. Now I haven't actually shown you this or flown this one on camera yet. This one's quite a lot larger, as you can see, quite a lot bigger. That is a beast. That is lovely. It required some assembly, not an awful lot. It required balancing because you have to get the centre of gravity right in that one. Not difficult, but it needs it when you get up to that size. And that size are good, and we will be doing videos on those, and I'll be showing you those in more detail. But I still love these. It comes back to the little polystyrene chuck gliders. You know, they were 10p, it was pocket money. Now I know 50 quid's 50 quid, but it's not an awful lot for a proper functioning radio controlled plane that works really, really well. I'm not going to fly this one today because it's foul outside, absolutely vile out there. But if you go back and look at the videos of the other two, you'll see that they fly really nicely. Low speed, chest height flybys. I just spend ages. I've got batteries for these. I mean, each battery lasts about 12 minutes, and normally when I buy one of the RTF ones I choose the option with 3 batteries. This time, because it was the bind and fly, it only came with 2, but each one of those gives 12 minutes. I now must have a dozen batteries for these. The batteries are only like, I think even in the UK they're only a £5 each for the batteries. And I've got a little 6 battery charger thing. It's just a little USB charger with 6 little ports, and they charge in about 20 minutes. So you're constantly using them and charging them. If you wanted to, you could just be out there flying constantly. And it's a bit chilly at the moment for that, but it is good fun. So we've got 2 batteries in the bag. We've got a charger, and we've got a spare boss for the propellers, because each propeller is on the plastic boss. That's a little plastic boss in there to replace that should it need it on the gearbox. And it also comes with landing gear. All of these come with landing gear, and it's got a little wheel on the back there as well, which I'm going to take off because I don't use the landing gear. They just push fit. I don't use the landing gear. I throw them and then I fly them around, then I belly land them into grass. I do now have access to a runway, a tarmac runway, so I will be doing, as soon as the weather's nice enough and as soon as I can persuade Mrs. Bum to come out and play in video, I'll be doing some I've never taken off the ground. This is the thing. I've been doing it all this time, but I just throw them in the air and away they go. Taking off from the ground is going to be exciting. So there's the model, and it is rather, you know, it just don't they look good together? It looks nice. And then in here we have 3 bladed props, 2 of. Now they are identical to the 3 bladed prop from the Spitfire, except the tips are white on those and they're yellow on those. And again, these, if you want replacements of these, they're like a quid each. I think when I bought some replacement blades, I went on there to get some and it was like £6.50, and I thought, bloody hell, that's expensive. And then that was for 1, then you selected 2 and it was £7. And it's like, oh, select 5, and then it was £8 for 5. So if you buy 10 of them, they're about a quid each. About that. So you got 2 spare 3 bladed props, and then you have 1 spare double. So it comes with 4 propellers in total. The good thing about the 2 bladed props, they both give about the same speed. There's not much different, but the good thing with these is when you come into belly land, there's more chance that part of the prop isn't sticking down underneath, okay? And although they will ping off, it's always a risk that you're going to damage one, but they are pretty forgiving. And that's it. I wish I could take it outside and do the flying video now, but I can't. I just wanted to tell you about this one because I'm excited because it's arrived, and I really do think it looks lovely. I think all of these are really nice models. I mean, there's a good chance that at some point these are going to be on bits of fishing line from the ceiling in here when not in use, in dogfight formation. And they all fly extremely well, and they are very cheap. And I wanted to tell you that they are available in the UK for not very much money as well. The one that's Leeds Model Shop, these are Volantex 400mm wingspan, and I think the RTF one's ready to fly. There's different models, but I think they're £75 to £80, and that is it really. Like, subscribe, hit notifications if you like the model, the flying models and the radio controlled videos. go back through the history. There are more of these. If you only want to see the shooting stuff, there's more of that. I'm making even more of that today. We're doing 3 of those a week. These are additional. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.